Running in today's Australian Cup. It's the first time we've seen him since then. Loving Gabby. She's just a brilliant filly. A wonderful chance in the Newmarket. And then Exceedance, first up in the Newmarket. Hard to do, but Redkirk Warrior did it 3 years ago. And then in Randwick, 2 Group 1s there. Castle Vecchio, he probably needs a win. He's a great colt, but he does need a win. This bloke's got his measure. He's 3 and zip against him, Shadow here. He can make it 4 today. Nature Strip, at his best, world class. At his worst, he's just a naughty boy. We know that. Sander in a lane, well, he is world class. He's been probably the best sprinter in the world this time last year. And Elise, she's just so honest. She's a wonderful mare. So, Katie, all of those to look forward to. Can you pick one out?
Oh, gee, that's a...
Doesn't he?
Yes, he does, and I'm sure he would not have gone backwards. And Farnan, this guy, he was so impressive in the Silver Slipper. He won in a canter. And then Montesira, I think she needs to have her mark here today at Flemington to say, yes, I'm in the slipper. And Ole Kirk, wow, he was so impressive his first start, and he's so closely related to the mighty mare Black Caviar.
So it does the ring around. So this really concludes Flemington's great summer into autumn. So let's go to Matt Hill for his call of the Newmarket.
Of 11. The Inevitable is in, set for the Newmarket. Ready to go. Stills are back and they're racing. Dispatch away only fairly. Bivouac out fast, with also Banquo over towards the far side, showing some speed. Out deeper on the track now is Tefane, and Dispatch is booting through. They didn't go lickety-split the first 200 metres. So the leader Banquo from Guitra underneath of it. Loving Gabby, Bivouac behind those from Dispatch, Trope. Then Tefane, Zutori, Libertini out deeper. Exceedance second last. The Inevitable is last. So the front runner is Banquo at the 800 metres. By a length as they're sliding out even wider on the track now. From Bivouac second, Guitra box seating third. Dispatch out deeper, followed by Loving Gabby. Then came Zutori, Trope, Tefane, Libertini is the widest, tracked by the Inevitable, and Exceedance darting back between horses. The leader is Banquo in the Newmarket at the 400 metres. Tried to kick away about a length and a half. Loving Gabby out, followed by Guitra, Bivouac, and then came Zutori running on. It's Banquo at the 200 metres in front of Loving Gabby, and Bivouac on the outside, chiming in strongly, then Guitra. Bivouac takes the lead from Loving Gabby at the 100. Bivouac coming away for Bossing. Bivouac's won the Newmarket easily. Loving Gabby second, Photo third, Guitra or Zutori, followed by Banquo, Tefane, Exceedance, the Inevitable, Gap, Dispatch, Trope and Libertini.
Gee, that's going to give him some pleasure. 84 Group 1s, but a first Newmarket to go with those 3 Melbourne Cups and all the others for Bossier. Loving Gabby again great. Guitra again great, but he blew them away. He is a colt of the highest value, and whatever he is worth before today, let's say $8 million, he's worth 25 now.
Oh, he is.
How good was Bossy?
He was excellent. I just knew that Bossy was the right man for the job today. You know, he's just such a kind rider. He's so well balanced, and he gives his horses their all, but he gets the best out of them. And this colt, he's a bit of a finicky colt, and we saw him in the Coolmore Stud Stakes just probably not appreciate the shillelagh there. So I think Bossy was the right man for the job today. Loving Gabby, she was in the right spot, but he was just far too good. And I thought Banquo, gee, he showed a lot of tenacity to hold on, didn't he?
And for James Cummings, Bart won this a record 8 times. Bart's won this twice as many as any other trainer. So James, his grandson, gets his first, and we know he might win the Australian Cup too and do the big double with the Villiers. But this colt went from good to great today. This is a great performance. This is a dominating 3-year-old colt blowing away a high quality field.
Yeah, he didn't even ask for an effort. He practically cantered in a Group 1 Newmarket. It's quite remarkable how easily he did that.
And he's by Exceed and Excel, who won this race for Corey Brown way back in 2004, and Corey talked about that today. So the son of the gun, winning today. Ran them off their legs in the Oakley Plate for the Mars, and Linda Meach, that was some. Streets of Avalon, how did he hold off Super Seth? But he did, and got home for Ben Mellon in the Futurity Stakes. That was an upset. Oh, don't you love him? Alligator Blood. He gets the Group 1 for Ryan Maloney, a third for David Van Dyke, and All Too Hard breaks through. Probabil, well, OP Bossum, did he have a day? Look at Little Fun Start, trying a hard out, but Probabil gets over the top to win, the daughter of Savaville. And then along comes the big shark. Look at him, gobble him up. First up, he came out from Melbourne Cup. Avilius was favourite last year, odds-on favourite, but he's got a good chance again this year. And Regal Power, so good coming out of WA, and very, very good at call. Memoriesville Road. So let's see what Harlem can do.
50 Stars goes in with Johnny Allen, takes a wide alley, and it'll be Southern France with Mickey D aboard to complete the line. Constantinople standing patiently. Southern France takes the outside alley. Set for the TAB Australian Cup. Ready, and they're racing at the 2,000 metres. A beautiful line as well. Avilius is going to drift back to about third last. Venice Beach jumped quickly with Miss Siska, Mirage Dancer, Kingsville Dream and Harlem about 5 across the track early. Hush Rider out deep is also pushing up. Bow and Declare is nice and close. Will settle just ahead of midfield from Cape of Good Hope and Regal Power. Then came Constantinople, Southern France, Suzuka, Devious, Avilius and 50 Stars. They make their way towards the 1,400 metres and working off the rails. Miss Siska looks to lead here. From in second place, Hush Rider and Venice Beach third as they get into a pattern. Mirage Dancer the outside of Harlem. Mirage Dancer just covering a little bit of extra ground, tries to sneak back. Kingsville Dream next the inside, and further back in the field is Vow and Declare. A length and a half, Regal Power, Cape of Good Hope at the 1,200 metres as they slow it down. Constantinople, the inner of 50 Stars from Southern France. Well back, Avilius, Suzuka, Devious last. Miss Siska in front of Hush Rider as they reach the 1,000 marker. By a length and a half to Venice Beach, the outside of Harlem, getting a lovely trail in the box seat. A length and a quarter, Mirage Dancer, and then came Kingsville Dream, Vow and Declare. Along the inside, Cape of Good Hope. Regal Power pulls 3 and 4 deep to improve from Constantinople. 50 Stars, well back Southern France. Avilius second last. Suzuka Devious last up towards the turn. Hush Rider is pressing Miss Siska here at the 550. Harlem getting off the fence behind those horses, just needs a bit of racing room from Venice Beach, Mirage Dancer. Vow and Declare to the middle, Regal Power trucking up too, and Kingsville Dream back to the inside. It's Hush Rider, Miss Siska together. Harlem running on. Kingsville Dream back to the inside. Regal Power looks a threat out wide. At the 200 metres, Miss Siska joined by Regal Power, followed by Harlem, and 50 Stars runs on. Regal Power at the 100. 50 Stars is blasting home. Regal Power from 50 Stars, then Vow and Declare. 50 Stars over the top. 50 Stars won the Australian Cup. Regal Power second, Vow and Declare third, Harlem 4, followed by Avilius, Mirage Dancer, then Southern France, Suzuka, Devious, Kingsville Dream. Getting tired, Miss Siska, then Hush Rider, Cape of Good Hope, Venice Beach and Constantinople amongst the tail enders.
Gee, what a result. And David Hayes is actually so close as I've got to grab him. Hey, David, the timing of this is sensational. You've backed this horse up from the blamey. You well done, young man.
It was fantastic, Bruce, and to win 10 for Lindsay Park and 1 for Jerry Ryan, huge thrill because he's been desperate to get the Group 1 win up, so we're absolutely stoked.
And Harlem looked a big chance in the straight as well, so you would have been looking everywhere, weren't
I
you?
was cheering for him, but I dumped him when I saw 50 coming. But Harlem put his run up and ran really, really well, so we're so thrilled. You know.
What's it mean? I mean, you're going soon, we know that, and people are saying, oh, gee, David's not going as well as he was. What does this one mean?
Oh, look, it's, you know, the Australian Cup's one of the it races, and to be able to win it, fantastic. Like, really, really special.
Now, it's early. I've got to ask you about next Saturday. You've got to see the horse come back. Are you tempted to go for an all-star mile?
Oh, look, I just got to take a breath. Let me have a little think first. But, look, it is tempting, but, you know, there's a big Sydney Carnival coming up as well, so... But let me sleep on it.
He was favourite in the Doncaster last year. Hey, well done, mate. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot.
The legend continues to grow. Great stuff for David Hayes. It's a big win for him, Katie, isn't it? And for Johnny Allen.
A massive win. I just thought on the quick back up, the horse read well. He's been going better than ever. The 2,000 metres is prior not had the luck at in the McKinnon and you know, found some trouble. But today he just had the right run in transit and he was just far too good. But I think the quick back up was certainly the making of this race today.
And they wanted to get that Group 1 for the stallion. He's a stallion, this horse. And have a look who runs third, Katie. Have a look who runs. Have a look at that for a run.
He is not just a dour 2-miler, is he?
No, that's a run and a half. And then after him it was Shadow Hero, the other big Group 1 at Royal Randwick. He gets the Randwick Guineas to go with his spring champion. He's had 2 starts at Randwick. He's won 2 Group 1s for Mark Noonan and Josh Parr. Bivouac won the Newmarket today. Have a look at this for Glenn Boss. He won by 2.5 lengths like a champion colt, and that's what he just might turn out to be. It was a brilliant performance. a son of Exceed and Excel, who won the race as well, James Cummings for Godolphin. And then in the Australian Cup, well, David Hayes doing what he does so often, winning an Australian Cup. The family have won 10, he's won 6. John Allen gets 50 stars home for Jerry Ryan and his group of owners, and the horse now has the chance to stand at stud. So they're the Group 1.
Flemington, Danny O'Brien's vow and declare couldn't back up his Melbourne Cup triumph, with David Hayes' 50 stars winning the $1.5 million Australian Cup.
Then vow and declare, 50 stars over the top, 50 stars won the Australian Cup.
The James Cummings trained Bivouac stormed home to claim the other Group 1, the Newmarket Handicap. Veteran striker Bessard Barish.
Trainer David Hayes has received a parting gift before he leaves the country to train in Hong Kong. He saddled up 4 runners in the Group 1 Australian Cup, and it was 50 stars who came out on top over the 2,000 metres.
50 stars was blasting home. Regal Power from 50 stars, then vow and declare, 50 stars over the top. 50 stars won the Australian Cup.
You know, the Australian Cup's one of the hit races, and to be able to win it, fantastic. Like, really, really special.
It's Hayes' 3rd straight Australian Cup and a 10th for the Lindsay Park stables. Meanwhile, the James Cummings trained Bivouac took home the Group 1 Newmarket Handicap.